By a vote of 189 countries in favor, with just the US and Israel against, and Moldova and Ukraine not voting, the UN General Assembly passed this resolution condemning the US blockade of Cuba, as the Assembly has done since 1992. And this sends a clear message to Washington that an overwhelming majority of UN nations, UN member states, believe that the US policy on Cuba is unfair, unjust, unnecessary, and outdated, and that it has to end. Now, those were the words from country after country over 2 days, including from the European Union, the Africa Group of Nations, the Group of 77 plus China, when they delivered remarks explaining their votes. Now, many also noted that the embargo on Cuba violates human rights and the dignity of the Cuban people, while also hindering development and preventing trade between Cuba and other nations. Now, in what some U.S. critics say was an attempt by the U.S. to delay the vote and deflect criticism, Washington did propose adding 8 amendments to the draft resolution that called into question Cuba's human rights track record, demanded that Havana lift restrictions on freedom of assembly, expression, access to information, as well as other demands. Now, by issuing or proposing those amendments, that meant that the General Assembly had to vote on each of these 8 amendments before they could get to the resolution, and that's what happened Thursday morning. The General Assembly voted on these 8 amendments. They were all defeated, so the resolution was adopted, and that was followed by applause within the hall of the General Assembly. Now, the U.S. ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, was not happy, saying, and I quote, "There are no winners here, there are only losers," unquote. Now, the vote at the General Assembly is not legally binding like it would be at the Security Council, but it does put Washington in the spotlight over a key issue, standing apart from the rest of the world at a time when the Trump administration is already under scrutiny for disengaging from multilateralism and international consensus. Liling, CGTN at the United Nations.